Welcome back to Mindset Rebooted. My name is Sam Hay, and today we're going to be talking about how Louisiana State University's women's basketball team just captured their first national championship in their program's history. We're going to briefly talk about some of the other records that were broken throughout this women's basketball NCAA tournament this year, and what you and I can take away from these success stories. Congratulations to Louisiana State University's women's basketball team. You did a phenomenal job. 102 points recorded in your victory against Iowa, which was the most in NCAA tournament history. We saw how your head coach, Kim Mulkey, became the first women's head coach in NCAA Division I history to record capturing multiple championships with two different teams. We saw how Caitlin Clark of Iowa recorded the most three-pointers in NCAA championship history with 8 3-pointers, and she captured some other first-time records throughout the tournament. We saw in the semifinal how South Carolina had went on a 42-game win streak prior to losing to Iowa, and we also saw how 6.6 million viewers tuned into that semifinal round. I mean, that was the most in women's NCAA history. So all of these different things, they show advancement. And I'm just so glad that they're recorded, because it's going to inspire the next generation to take it further than this current generation. And that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how documenting things, recording our growth, and showing where we came from, it inspires, right? And that's how these women were able to do what they did throughout this tournament. They were able to look at film. They were able to learn from their predecessors, coaches, mentors, and they were able to see mistakes that were made. They were able to learn from mistakes of others so that they could be more efficient and that they could increase their game. I mean, they already had a foundation laid for them. All they had to do was build upon it. And that is something that we can do in our everyday lives, right? So maybe you're not someone who's a basketball player. Maybe you're just looking to, go on a fitness journey. Maybe you struggle with obesity and your family has struggled with obesity, which is very common here in the United States of America. And maybe you haven't seen these things done before, but maybe you document your weight loss journey, and maybe you start out at 400 pounds, and then at day 100 you're at like 350, and maybe at day 365 you're at like 180 or something like that. The point is, you recording that, looking back at it, you were able to see where you came from. And now if there's someone else who wants to go on a weight loss journey, or who knew you when you were obese, they're going to be inspired, and they're going to be able to say, how did you do it? Can you teach me? What were some of the things that you did? And they're going to be able to take it to a higher level. And that's something that we can do to continue to impact our world. Changing the world around you is not you just going up to every single person and saying, hey, I'm going to change you, but really changing the world around you. It begins with you first changing yourself. And it begins with the mind. It's you determining that you're going to do things better. And when you do it, when you document it, those actions being recorded, not your words per se, but your actions being recorded, it's going to inspire others to do the exact same thing and to do better. Because now we've opened our eyes to the possibilities. That's the whole point of recording and documenting. Not that you have to post it everywhere on social media, but really it's just because we want to be able to measure success. You can't really measure success unless you have it documented, right? Even when we don't feel like there's been improvement, we're able to look back and be like, oh, okay, there has been improvement, because I can clearly see based on where I started, I was here and now I'm here. And so that's something to keep in mind. Oftentimes, how you feel versus reality are not going to be in sync. I mean, that's really the gist of it. I know that women's sports has been in a lot of talks lately as being underappreciated in comparison to men's sports. But I got to tell you, when I saw all of these different things that these women were doing being recorded on like social media, when I was seeing the highlights, when I was seeing Caitlin Clark's long ball game, seeing all of these different things happening, it actually inspired me, and it sparked excitement. I was able to see the advancement, the improvement that's happened throughout women's sports. And I was like, whoa, I really want to tune in. And I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of people tuned in. That's probably why it broke records, in terms of viewership, the Final Four. It's because people were able to see what was documented. They were able to see the growth. And that's what we got to do. Even if you don't put it out to the entire world, even if it's just for you, you improving alone is helping to make the world a better place, because when you go out and perform in society, people are always watching you. Even when you don't know, your performance is being reviewed. And so document for yourself. Let's continue to get better. We on the Mindset Rebooted podcast, we've been documenting and we've been able to grow so much. I mean, it's what's informed our decision to do video as well as audio. We've noticed that once we put ourselves out there on like the YouTube shorts and things like that, we were able to see an increase in viewership, an increase in watch time. We were able to learn who's into what we're doing. We were able to see what content really works more, what content doesn't. And that is how we do it. We do it through documentation. So don't worry about it being a slow start. Just know that you will continue to break records and you will continue to do things better than ever before, as long as you document your journey and you learn from the mistakes along the way. If you got great value out of this content, please make sure you subscribe to this podcast and that you share it with someone else so that they can be inspired as well. My name is Sam Hay, and until next time, Mindset Rebooted.
Sometimes when things go wrong, you can't blame life. Cause when you shot your shot, what was your aim like? What were you targeting? Cause if it ain't right and you still go with it, then that is on you.